Hi guys, and welcome to weeks 26 and 27 of my pregnancy update, because as you guys probably know, last week I did treat week, so everything was desserts, and I decided that I would just combine weeks 26 and week 27 just because nothing major had happened, and so I thought it would just be easier this way. So I missed you guys. It actually feels like it's been 2 weeks. I know that every time I normally do these vlogs, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm already doing it again, but this time I'm like, it felt like 2 weeks. It felt good. So I have in front of me the baby apps that I use to tell me kind of like what's going on with baby. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of quickly sum up week 26 and then week 27. So if I'm looking down, it's because I'm reading and it's on my computer. So week 26, baby's about 14 inches and weighs about 1.5 pounds. And once again, these numbers are just all averages. Babies now are kind of like their own weight and measurement, so these things don't really matter. They just kind of give you an estimate. But the cool thing about week 26, I thought, was baby's eyes are beginning to open and response to sound grows more consistent toward the end of the 7th month when the network of the nerves to the ear is complete. It's continuing to take small breaths, even though it's just water. It's going to help when the baby's outside and actually breathing on its own. And then the eye color was actually developing as well, which was the coolest thing that I thought. So it said it could take a couple weeks to a couple months for the baby's full eye color to develop, because most babies, not all, are born blue-eyed, and then it changes. So like I was born blue-eyed, and then now I have one blue, one green, and then Brad was born blue-eyed, but now he has green eyes. So that will be very interesting to see. Oh, there's something hard there. What is that, baby? I'm talking about my stomach, sorry. So yeah, so that was basically all that it said for week 26, and I think it said that it was like a head of lettuce, 14 inches long. I'm really over these vegetables, as you guys know. So then week 27, it says baby nearly weighs 2 pounds now, measures 14.5 inches. Eyes open and close, and she sleeps and wakes at regular intervals and may suck a finger or thumb. We know that she sucked her thumb, or he, because we have it on our ultrasound scan, which is really cool. Sweet dreams, little baby. Some experts believe that babies begin to dream by the 28th week. So that's pretty cool. And then also it says, if I feel any rhythmic movement, it may be the case of the hiccups, which are common this week and throughout the pregnancy. Your baby has them, but is breathing in fluid rather than air. La-di-da-da. And yeah, so that is basically it for baby, which is really exciting. It basically just said that baby now looks like a newborn baby, except that it is more wrinkly. The skin isn't fully like opaque yet, and something else, I can't remember, but it looks very much like a newborn baby, and it's gaining fat, which is good. So that is it for the technical stuff. So let me just put this down. So last week, 26 weeks, I think I told you at 25 weeks that baby would respond to touch now outside of the womb. So Brad decided to test it out, and he would go boop, boop, boop on the belly with his finger, and then baby would kick back, which was the coolest thing ever. It's so exciting for Brad to be able to do little things and kind of interact with the baby, since he obviously isn't doing the day-to-day growing of a child. So that was really, really cute and exciting, kind of like a special moment. He did it a couple times and the baby responded. I've tried it out and the baby doesn't respond to me, so clearly him and baby have a special bond, which I think that they really do, because you know, Brad talks to the baby and the baby will respond, and like it's a lot more active when Brad is around, I feel, like when Brad's interacting with the baby. And as for me, like I haven't really been talking to the baby, just because I'm a quiet person in general, and also it's new to me to just be like, hey, let's have a conversation. So I feel like I need to get on that, because otherwise the baby's just gonna know other YouTubers' voices, because that's what I do, is watch YouTube videos in my spare time. And so it's like, I don't want the baby to think I have an English accent because I've been watching Fleur de Force. It's like, no, this is what I sound like. So I'm trying to do that and like sing to the baby more, because they say that obviously baby can hear stuff now, and there's been tests done where, not even just tests, but people say that, you know, if they sang a specific song to the baby, or if they played a specific lullaby, that afterwards when baby's fussy, they'll play that song or sing that song, and baby is soothed by it because they're used to it from being in the womb. So I think that's really cool, and I've been trying to do that. And then as for movements, baby just feels like a baby now. It doesn't feel like, you know, little pokes and prods and you know, the movements I was saying of how it was like rolling. Now it feels like, okay, that feels like a hard elbow, or okay, that feels like a body part. Like I can touch my stomach now sometimes when the baby's active, and it feels like, okay, that feels like that's either part of the butt or part of the head or part of the back or something. Like it just feels firm, like, and you can tell like it's not just my stomach, it's like that's baby part. So that's been really interesting, like feeling that and seeing that, because baby's been moving a lot more obviously, and yeah, you can just see it from the outside. And the other night Brad had a flashlight because it said that baby would respond to light and try and shy away from it. So Brad had his phone and he was trying to film my stomach to get a movement, but then we realized that the light was causing the baby to move, and then I remember that fact. And so Brad was like filming, and the baby was like poking and prodding from the outside, like big kicks too. So that was really cool. We actually caught one on film, which was really cool. But yeah, so baby feels like right now with its movements almost like a waterbed, like when you're on a waterbed and it's like woo woo woo, like that's what I feel like is on both sides of my stomach, where it's just like blue 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 blue, like off and on. It's awesome and I love it, and it's just the best thing ever. So loving all the movements and everything. And then aside from that, me personally, you guys know that I have been trying to get myself to walk daily, which I have not accomplished yet, but hopefully by next week I can say that I have, because what I've done is I went online this morning to read. I kind of got caught up in it actually. I think I just clicked on a YouTube video and then I just watched some more YouTube videos and then I started researching a bit more. Excuse me. But basically, you guys know I want a natural childbirth, and so the best way for that to happen is that you're healthy and everything's good, but mainly that baby's in the right position for it to happen. It just makes it easier. And so for that to be that, baby's head has to be down, obviously. And then the easiest way to do it is if baby's anterior, which means that its back is on my stomach as opposed to its back on my spine. Because if baby's that way, then when I'm birthing, that's what causes a lot of back pain, is that basically like the baby's head, which is the hardest part in the baby's spine, is like going against your spine as it's coming out. So very, very uncomfortable. So trying to make sure baby is anterior with its back on my stomach will make a much smoother birthing process. And also if it's on the left side, apparently that is a shorter distance to the birth canal and just makes it easier and faster. And so they said like sleeping on your left side will help shift baby, which I've been doing, which is awesome. So that's good. But yeah, so I've been trying to focus on that. And then another thing it said was that there was a couple different exercises that I've started to do as well, just to kind of like open up the hips and like just make the pelvic area really good and warmed up and ready for labor. And obviously walking is a good one as well, because you're using all that lower body. You're using your legs, you're using your thighs, you're using your pelvic muscles, your hip bones, everything like that just kind of helps shifts baby. So after watching that video, I was like, okay, fine, like this is what I wanted to do anyway, so I'm just gonna do it. And I think today I realized one of the reasons that I hadn't really done it is just because I've been waiting for fall weather, because I love walking more in fall weather, like cold weather, because I hate the heat. And so walking in heat just never was, I just never wanted to do it. So I think I was kind of thinking like, yeah, sure, I'll start walking every day once September comes. But we are in the middle of October and yesterday was hot. Like it was disgusting, like sticky. My apartment feels like muggy because it's like that in between of like somewhat humid, but somewhat cold, but not really, it's still warm. So it's just been gross. Anyways, what am I trying to say is that, yes, me speaking. I went for a walk today. So I went and I just said, I'm doing it. I'm starting today. I'm doing every day. This is going to help me have a easier birth, help me afterwards, like just get back into shape faster. And so I took Bella on a 40-minute walk today. Yay, which was awesome. And you guys know I'm striving for an hour. So I figured one of the reasons maybe I wasn't doing it is because I was overwhelmed by the idea of walking for 1 hour. So I thought, you know what, I'll try 30 minutes to 45 minutes by myself. And then when my husband gets home, after dinner, we'll do like 20 to 30 minutes together, and that way, one, it gets me out the door twice a day, which is better, but also two, like it just kind of breaks it up and makes it easier in my mind. So like if I happen to walk the hour by myself, then that's great, but if I can only get the 30 minutes in, then knowing that I'm going again later with my husband, then that will be good. So I walked today, which is, yes, very exciting for me. And I felt great, felt really, really good. So that's awesome. So just focusing on that and kind of really just preparing now, like for the end, because we're at 27 weeks and I just know that with Christmas and like we just had Thanksgiving, I just know Christmas is going to be here before we know it, especially because my husband's forcing it on me. My goodness, he wants to decorate the house already. Seriously, I'm not kidding. But we're waiting till November 1st, which I know is still early for a lot of people, but I just know it's gonna come so fast. So I just kind of really started researching again today, kind of getting back on the bandwagon of like, okay, we want a cloth diaper, what cloth diapers are we gonna do, what company are we gonna go with, how much is this gonna cost us up front kind of thing. So researching cloth diapers again. And what else have I been researching? Oh, I signed myself up for, well, and Brad as well, for a breastfeeding class. So we're taking that in early December, just to kind of help you with tips and positioning and all that kind of stuff, because I do want to breastfeed. That is my goal. And so just any help I can get beforehand, I will take it. And then we're possibly also doing a childbirth class. I just have to talk to Brad to see if he wants to sign up for it, because it's like $200, which is a bit on the pricier side, but it's the best one that kind of suits my needs, because one of the reasons I didn't want to do a childbirth class beforehand was because just a lot of the stuff that they talk about is not stuff that I was believing with. And so this one, it just seems like a more natural approach. Like, she's a doula, the woman who does this, she does yoga. She teaches yoga, but she's also a doula. And so that's kind of what I wanted, was for me to know like different labor positions, but also what Brad can do to help. And that's what this class is all about. So that I'm excited for, just to know like breathing and different positions, because I will be laboring off of the bed basically. I'm not planning on being in stirrups or anything like that, so that will just help for that. And this class just kind of seemed to be what I was looking for, so just have to talk to him. So we might be signing up for that. Same thing, it's the same week as the breastfeeding class, so it's real. Taking classes makes it real. And then what else have I been doing? I signed up for those two things and opened up one of our diapers, newborn diaper packs, and oh my gosh, they are so small. I'm like, oh my goodness gracious, if our baby is that tiny, like, how does something fit in that? Like, it's smaller than a doll's diaper. It's so cute. And then just wanting to finish the nursery, because there's just a couple things we have left, but I've kind of just put it off because I'm like, we'll do it, we'll do it. But it's like, no, maybe we should start thinking about that. So yeah, we've just been doing things for baby to get ready. And then for me and symptoms, I really didn't want this to happen, but I've kind of been noticing that my feet have been swelling at the end of the night. Not every single night, just some random nights, because the way I can tell is that I put my shoes on when I get somewhere, and then I take them off and we stay and chat at a friend's house, and then I put them back on and they do not fit. I really don't know why it's happening. I know it's just like a symptom, but for instance, yesterday I only worked for like 6 hours, and then I spent most of the day off my feet, and then we had like a Thanksgiving friends dinner, and then by the end of the night I could feel my feet swelling, and I was like, that's very odd. Like, it wasn't like I was standing on them for 12 hours that day. It wasn't a long day at work. So, but I did notice that, and I'm like, please stop swelling. I don't want you to swell. Other than that, I've noticed a little bit of back pain. But as I said, I think that mainly has to do with my position at work. It's just not very conducive to being comfortable while pregnant. Oh my goodness. A flock of about 50 Canadian geese just flew to Florida. So aside from that, I think that is it for my updates. I have an appointment with my midwife next week, but once again, it's on the actual Thursday at 4 o'clock, so I will have to do my update and then have to wait till next week to tell you guys what's going on. Yeah, I'm really excited to go to the next one, because I'll be 28 weeks, and I think that now they start to get a little bit closer together. I'm not sure, but next week starts the beginning of the 3rd trimester, which is really exciting. I'm really excited to get into the 30s. The 30s make it more real, I think, because right now I'm like, I'm still just in my 20s. Like, I've been in my 20s forever. But you guys know I'm not rushing this in any way, but I am very excited for baby to come when baby comes, which is not till January. So those people who keep saying, oh, I hope you have a Christmas baby, I don't want a Christmas baby. I want a baby in January. Thank you very much. Anyways, I'm gonna stop this because I'm gonna keep rambling, and I already know this video is really, really long, and I know that some of you say that you like my rambling, which I like my rambling too, but when I'm editing my video, when it's 20 minutes long and I'm not talking about anything, it's too much. So I'll go ahead and show you guys my bump, which is now a bump. Can't really tell in the shirt. But anyways, so my bump, dun, 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 it's right there. This is my 27-week pregnancy bump, which you guys can see. Really exciting. I wore this walking, so that's why I'm boring and in gray. But yeah, there it is. And a lot of people still are saying, oh, I think you're having a boy because of the way you're carrying. And some people are saying, oh, I think you're having a girl because of the way you're carrying. And it's like, okay, I don't know. We'll see what happens. And it's still been the same, like 50-50, people saying girls, people saying boys. But people who said boys before are now saying girls, and people who said girls before are now saying boys. So no one has any idea except for God, because God made it. So we'll find out all together in 3 months. That's all that's left, what this little thing is. And either way, I'm gonna love it with all my heart. So that has been my 26-27 week pregnancy update. I hope you guys enjoyed it and that it wasn't just a complete bunch of nonsense, because I really have no idea what I've said. So hopefully when I go back and edit this, it works. So I will see you guys next week, Tuesday for another video, and then Thursday for another update. And until then, don't forget, you are all beautiful. Bye guys.